Hello, this is Mrs. Coffee. Today we're going to be measuring the temperature and recording it on your Jamboard. So you will need to open up your Jamboard to frame number 3, where you have 3 blank thermometers. And we're going to be recording the temperature of hot water, cold water, and room temperature water on the different thermometers. You will need to open your pen to select. Let me zoom this in so you can see. You want to select red with your pen and then use either the brush or the thicker pen, the highlighter. I guess probably the brush would be easiest. So select the brush, and we're going to use that to fill in our thermometer when we check the temperature of hot water, cold water, and room temperature water. And then over here, I have my materials set up. I've got cold water in a pitcher. I've got hot water from my tea kettle. I've got 3 cups and they're labeled hot, cold, and warm. And I've got some thermometers in the cups, some regular old thermometers. And then also I have a special kind of thermometer. It's called a Temp, and it is a digital thermometer that you put into the liquid and then it will graph it on my screen. So I'll show you that as well. All right, so we're going to start with the hot water. So let me set up my tripod so I can pour the hot water. And this is very, very, very hot. So you can see the thermometer is rising very rapidly. Okay, the temperature on this thermometer is showing about 82 degrees Celsius and about 182 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we're going to use my Temp probe, and then we're going to check it on Vernier, which is our graphing software. So it's going to pull up in just a minute, and I'll show you that. So I'm going to launch the app, and I'm going to actually, I got to get that one off. Don't save, I don't need that one. Okay, so I'm going to launch this, and it is going to graph our temperature. After I start collecting the data, I'm going to put it so we can see the data table too. All right, so along the top of the graph, you will start to see the temperature being graphed here. So you can see the line is traveling. So the temperature starts to go down a little tiny bit because the heat is transferring to the air. So heat always transfers from hot to cold, and it's cooler in my room than it is in the cup. So we're losing a little bit of heat. So we're going to check the temperature after 30 seconds. Right now, you can see on the data table that we just hit 30-second mark. So I'm going to stop our collection, and we're going to zoom in at 30 seconds. So this is 30 seconds. Let's see if we can see it. 30 seconds, it was 75.9 degrees Celsius, which is right here. So we're going to record that on our thermometer. We're going to round that up to 76 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to go back to my Jamboard, and we're going to record 76 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to estimate it. It would be about here. Hang on. Let me set up my tripod better. Okay, so I'm going to mark it just above this midpoint between 70 and 80. So just above that, I'm going to fill in my thermometer with the brush and then the bulb. Okay, so now we've got the red thermometer, and it's showing the hot temperature. Hot water is at 76 degrees Celsius, which is about 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So very, very hot. Okay, next we're going to do the cold water. So So I'm putting my tripod back so you can see the cups again. And this time we're going to do the cold water. So I'm going to switch these out. I'm going to use the ice cold water. Okay. And then we're going to look at our regular thermometer. And you can see it's way down there. It's really cold. So it's about 0 degrees Celsius. Ooh, and then about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I'm going to use my Temp probe. I keep saying that wrong. And we're going to look at the graph again to see what the digital probe is telling us. It is. Okay. So it's loading on my screen. I'm going to hit the data table and collect. Now, look at where the temperature is being recorded, way down here at the bottom of the screen. So we're going to stop the probe when it gets to 30 seconds again. So right now it's about 20 seconds. So I'm looking at my data table to see when it gets to 30 seconds and see what temperature it is. Okay, so it's gotten to 30 seconds. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see the temperature at 30 seconds. So at 30 seconds, it was 4.7 degrees. So we're going to round that up to 5 degrees. So we're going to go back to our Jamboard. And we're going to use our red brush again. Let me see if I can set this. Sorry about that. I'm going to draw it here on the Jamboard. So remember, we're looking at the Celsius side, and we're going to go between the 0 and the 10. And there's a little line for 5, so we're going to color that in using the brush. All right, so you can see it's at 5 degrees Celsius. All right, next we're going to do room temperature water, which is the one, sorry, that has got the green writing on it. So this is hot and this is warm. So we need to do a mixture of hot and cold in order to see the temperature of the warm. So all I'm going to do is pour these together to make a mixture. Okay, so it's not going to be hot and it's not going to be cold. So we're going to look at our thermometer. And it is showing about 25, maybe a little higher, 28 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I'm going to set up my Vernier probe again. Put it in the water. Got a new graph. I'm going to set it so you can see the data table again, and we're going to collect the data. So you should see a line in the middle of the page. You can see it right there. So it is around 25 degrees Celsius, and we're going to stop at 30 seconds and see what the temperature is. So you can see the time is increasing on the side over here. We're at about 23 seconds. All right, so now we have 30 seconds. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see the temperature. So at 30 seconds, just right there, it was 24.8. So we're going to round that up to 25. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my Jamboard, and we're going to record 25, which is halfway. Can't see anything. Hang on. It'll be halfway between 20 and 30. Sorry, I'm trying to get it so you can see better. Between 20 and 30. And this is our warm water temperature. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, you could select your black pen again, and you could actually record the temperature to be precise. So you could write 25 degrees Celsius. And then for this one, it was 5 degrees. Celsius for the cold water. And for the first one, it was I want to say it was 78. I can't remember. I think it was around 78. 78 degrees Celsius. Okay, so then your Jamboard, you have marked where the temperature is for hot water, cold water, and room temperature water, and you have written the degrees in Celsius. And that is how you complete that page. I hope you enjoyed this experiment. Well, it's not really an experiment. It's more of just an investigation to find out the temperature of cold, hot, and warm water. Have a great day. Bye.